Yes sir, we officially back at it. Boog Nice coming at you with the Hasbro Marvel Legends Tri-Sentinel Build-A-Figure Wave Marvel Girl figure review. Let's do it.
This ain't for no scalper. You a scalper? Then fuck out shit. This one's for them real collectors. That's army building and posing figures. Marvel Legends, imports, mini matey I'm fucking with them. Hype beast, we know about you. Stay buying figs, don't know about it.
And there's a quick look at the artwork on the left side of the box. It is the same on the left and the right. 7 figures in a wave. You'll need 6 figures to complete the Tri-Sentinel Build-A-Figure. And there's a quick frontal view. Alright, let's bust this open and see what's what. Alright, here we go. Marvel Girl, aka Jean Grey, aka Phoenix, but technically Jean Grey in this costume. Marvel Girl is packed in with the right leg to complete the Tri-Sentinel Build-A-Figure. Marvel Legends kind of killing 2 birds with 1 stone here, as this is her costume for the House and Powers of X storyline in the comic books, but it's also the same exact costume that she wore as one of the original X-Men and one of the original teams. So that allows you to display her in some modern situations as well as some classic ones. Technically not the first time we got a Marvel Girl figure from Marvel Legends. Hasbro did give us one before, and they actually gave us Rachel Summers as Marvel Girl as well, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, that's correct. The Rachel Summers version of Marvel Girl, or Rachel Summers when she took the code name Marvel Girl, was a single carded figure as part of the Brood Build-A-Figure wave. But that same buck was utilized, and they just changed up the deco a bit for a 2-pack version of Jean as Marvel Girl, and she was packed in with Cable. But as it relates to this version of Jean or Marvel Girl, her bio on the back of the package reads, Marvel Girl leads her fellow mutants to the island sanctuary of Krakoa in a bid to declare sovereignty from humankind. Yes, the living island of Krakoa plays a huge part in this story. I've told you guys hundreds of times to read this story. The first 12 issues is split 6 and 6 between the 2 books, House of X and Powers of X, or Powers of 10. And while this is Marvel Girl's look in that book, or in those books, and while this is a pretty decent sculpt, I don't really like this sculpt for her and how voluptuous she should probably look, and I feel like they picked a shorter buck for her and she should be a tad bit taller as well. I got a few issues with this actually. Now don't get me wrong, it is a pretty nice head sculpt. Something interesting to note there, you can see her ear kind of peeking out. It's like the hair is positioned around the ear. That's something new that I don't think they've done before, so totally new head sculpt here as far as I can tell. Looks pretty good, hair sits pretty well, I like it. Vibrant colors, the green looks good, not too many paint imperfections, the X on the belt looks good. Costume is pretty true to form. I think they did a good job as far as that goes. But these boots, nah, ma. This is a no-go. I do not like that they painted on the top portion of the boots here and it wasn't sculpted on. That was just lazy in my opinion. I do not like that at all. While she does have the heels here, and again that is accurate to the comic book look, the way they did this, the way they sculpted the feet or the heels is pretty good because it's not hard to get her to stand, but I really don't like this painted on look for the boots. That is whack. But 2 fists out of the package. Then she's also packed in with 2 hands that are open with the fingers spread. These are sculpts that we've seen hundreds of times, and that's pretty much it in terms of hands. She does have one more accessory here, which is actually one of the plants from Krakoa. I think this was a nice touch to add this in. You know, the plant life, the entire island is like a living, breathing island, but the plants that grow there have some very unique properties that the X-Men use to their advantage in this story. Again, I don't want to ruin it or spoil it for anybody who hasn't read it, so I do like that they included this though. I honestly wouldn't just mind a bunch of these little plant props and different colors and stuff like that. You know how I am with the props and accessories and things that could really accent your displays. But that was pretty much it in terms of props and accessories. So this brings us to articulation and brings us to a few more of my issues with the figure. Again, I think the sculpt overall is nice, but I do think she's a little on the short side. I'll see when I do some size comparisons or maybe look up her height or what have you. But I really don't like the way that they have made a lot of the female bucks as of late look a little adolescent. The head is on a ball joint. You can actually pull that off. You can see how that looks. And there's a look at the head movement. It's limited, you know, left to right, pivot, down. If you put the hair back behind the shoulders, but not going to get her to look up too much. You know, that's pretty much the deal with every female figure with long hair. Shoulders on a ball joint, full 360 there, no cut at the upper bicep, no butterfly joint or anything like that. Single hinged elbow that doesn't even really give you 90 degrees. You can rotate on the elbow, you get a swivel and a hinge on the wrist. You saw that the hands were removable. No articulation at the upper torso, but they did do something slightly different here at the lower abdomen where you can kind of move her around here. The entire upper torso is on a ball joint there, so you could actually remove the upper torso from that ball joint, I'm sure. I assume there's a T-joint at the pelvis under here. Legs are not going to get that great a range of motion because there's not even really a big enough slit in the skirt, and there's only a slit on one side. So I mean, you can get the leg outward a little bit on this side, but that's pretty much it. There is upper thigh rotation, double jointed knee, and you do get a hinge and a pivot on the foot. So very limited articulation for Marvel Girl, and I don't like that. All right, size comparison time. Yeah, I really don't like the height of this Marvel Girl. She is basically the same height as the old Rachel Summers Marvel Girl, as you can see here from the Brood Build-A-Figure wave. I actually don't have the Jean Grey version of Marvel Girl that came in a 2-pack with Cable. I actually never got that figure, or maybe I did and traded it or something, I don't know, but she would be the same size and sculpt as the Rachel Summers Marvel Girl on the right there. But I skipped. Starting from the left, we have the Rocket Raccoon Build-A-Figure wave Jean Grey. You know we got an updated version of that Jean Grey as part of the Love Triangle 3-pack, which I have around here somewhere. And then there's the Juggernaut Build-A-Figure wave Jean, but I think that's the additional head that came on the Dark Phoenix. And then in the middle we have this new Marvel Girl. Damn it, I hate the height. On the far right we have Cyclops that was in a 2-pack with the Dark Phoenix, and you can see how those two stack up. Yeah, you know, I'm not really a fan Not really a fan of this hype, but this is the start of something here. You know, you add in one of the Iceman figures that we got. If we get an updated Beast in his costume with the blue and red, I guess before he turned into the furry blue-haired Beast. And if we finally get an updated Angel with the blue and white suit with the regular wings, then we'll have the starting 5 of the X-Men. The classic starting 5, that is. 5 that was pictured on the already iconic cover for House of X. Has Jean Grey, the Cyclops that's in his wave, Wolverine that's in his wave, Magneto, and Professor X. But yeah, that kind of works. That I hate. That's actually the head that came attached to the Juggernaut Build-A-Figure Wave Phoenix. I called her Jean Grey before, but that was actually the costume for codename Phoenix. This I actually like. That looks okay. This is the additional head that came with the Dark Phoenix that was in the 2-pack with the Cyclops I just showed a moment ago. And there she is next to her wave mates and Nightcrawler on the far right. So Wolverine, Professor X, so Charles Xavier, Omega Sentinel, and I think Nightcrawler was from the Wendigo Build-A-Figure Wave, was it? And here's a little bonus, a little treat here. Shout out to my man Hannibal Beast 13, who's actually responsible for making the rest of the reviews of the figures from this wave possible. He gave me this as a little bonus, as a little treat. So a custom Omega Sentinel head in the proper colorway that it should have been for the additional head that we got with the stock version. So, you know, her skin looks brown and her hair is black, as it should be. This looks great. I love it. A couple of things that we've seen before, but that I haven't personally tried. The AOA Apocalypse head and hands on the body of the Joe Fixit Hulk Build-A-Figure. And if you want to take it a step further, you could actually swap these shoes out for the shoes that came with the Mr. Hyde Build-A-Figure, because those shoes are just all black. And then this will look even more official. And then the same thing here with Professor X. Basically, I used the head from the Professor X or Charles Xavier from this wave on the Coulson body. Marvel Girl there in the middle, updated Omega Sentinel with the custom head that looks great, and the Ultimate Riders Wolverine with the head from the version that was the, what was it, a Walmart exclusive that came with his little special sword. I never remember what exclusive it was, if it was Walmart or Target or whatever. But yeah, that's how all of that stacks up. Definitely not my favorite figure in the wave so far, probably my least favorite figure out of the 4 that I've reviewed so far, but an essential character for the storyline, essential to have. if you want to build an original X-Men team, essential to have if you want to build the Tri-Sentinel Build-A-Figure, because she does come with a Build-A-Figure part. So it is one that I would recommend. Nothing really to write home about, but definitely some kit bash potential. And one more here. I got the deluxe box set Archangel on the far left. I did go ahead and break out the love triangle Jean Grey here. Again, Marvel Girl, too short. I've got a Hellfire Goon sitting in a chair that's too small for him, but it's part of a kit that I'm building that has tables and chairs for a classroom or something that I'm going to work on. It'll work out for what I want to work on it for. Then I've got an AIM soldier, and then on the far right I have Dogpool from the Ultimate Riders Deadpool set. Look at that damn height difference. We're going to have to get a do-over on this one. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. As always, rate, comment, subscribe, hit that bell down there. And until next time, peace.